Monday morning. Nice to see everyone. Welcome. Good morning. And welcome to Live from Western New York. I can't believe that January is almost over and we're, into February very, very soon, a couple of days. But we're excited about our meeting this morning because we have Kathy Bianchi, who's going to be joining us as a co-host. And of course, the balance of our leadership team, including Matthew and Lou, Kathy, of course, and Ken from First Priority Mortgage. So let's move on and welcome our newest agents to Howard Hanna, Benjamin Hart from Webster and Emily Reynolds from Chili Ogden office. And of course, we announced our other new agents last week, but we'll just mention them again: Mike and John and Vanessa, Randy, Hillary, Zoe, and Tahir. Welcome to all of you and the balance of the agents who have joined us over the course of the last month. So one of the newest things that we're doing is spotlighting one of our offices so that you can get to know the manager, you can get to know the office, a little bit about their market. So good morning, Pete. How are you today in that beautiful new facility in Webster?
Good morning. We're doing pretty well here.
Great.
This is my admin, Anna Spear.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jeff's head that just went across the
I thought you said you couldn't see me.
Anyway, we have a brand new office in Baytown Plaza in Webster, New York. We moved here in November of last year. It is a beautiful location. We've got Walmart to the rear. We've got the Taco Bell drive-through right here and a liquor store right there for those stressful days anyway. So it's a state-of-the-art layout. Hanna family really did a nice job with the design of this and the open concept. It's very casual but professional, and my new agents and existing agents all love it. Webster is continues to grow as a community. It's got a lot of amenities, county parks, lakefront homes. Lake Road is a very desired area for lakefront homes and continues to be. Beautiful parks and recreation within the town. And our average price point last year was $229,000 versus $211,000 the year before. And my agents are working very hard on farming the Webster area, as well as being very active on social media and community events. So we're really enjoying our new home. We're open to any agent that wants to visit and use our location and take advantage of it. We got 2 beautiful conference rooms. And there's usually always one available. So feel free to stop by, use it to your advantage.
Very, very nice. Pete, how far are you from downtown Rochester?
We're about 12 to 14 minutes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Not far at all. We're on the north
It's
side.
really nice to get to know each of the little, towns and municipalities surrounding both Buffalo and Rochester. So thank you for that. Your office looks fabulous. Do you know how many square feet you have there?
3,000.
Nice, very nice. So you've been there for how long now?
We moved the week before Thanksgiving last year.
Oh, so it's brand spanking new. Good for you. Congratulations to
The
you.
facility
Your
was brand
admin.
new. Yep. So we're enjoying the plaza.
Great. Anything else you want to add before we move on?
Anything, Anna?
Okay. Thank you so much, Pete. We'll see you soon. Take care. Have a great 2023.
Thank you.
So now we're going to turn it over to our co-host this morning, who has lots to share with us, Kathy Bianchi. Morning, Kathy.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone out there in Hannahland. Oh, there's Pete. Here we go. Everybody talks about is what's happening, what's new, and what are we doing here? So I wanted to talk a little bit about trends for 2023. Now, a lot of this information as I received from the Real Estate Trends P360 Swath Pool Trends report. This is a book that, as Matthew said last week, that Hobie gives the leadership team, and it's very interesting. It talks about, new companies and what's on the horizon and what some people are doing and what are the trends, what's going on. So, I put together a cute, a little summary of some of the things that I found and I picked out of the report that I felt was interesting, if nothing else. So, what are some of the continuing trends that they're not new, they've been around for a while, but they seem to be continuing. And I put a question mark on this one, continuing trends on this one with iBuying. So we know that, some of the big players got into this a couple of years ago and then got out of it because they found that their evaluating models were not quite as good as they thought it was, and they were losing money. So just so those people who don't know what iBuying is, it's the process of buying a home online where the seller gets an immediate offer on their home and closing in their time frame. What's the benefit to the consumer? Well, they don't have any buyers running through their house and they close whenever they wish, and it's quick. The response is fast. The downfall, the consumer, to the consumer is these companies discount the house considerably from market value, and then they go in and deduct any perceived repair costs to make the house more sellable, and then charge a commission on top of that. So they get these homes for quick sales, but the consumer's losing quite a bit. So who loves these? People who are doing estates and don't want to be bothered clean out. They take what they want and they leave it because these people will do the clean out. That's the people who have to move in a hurry and don't want to go through the whole process. They realize they're going to be losing money doing it this way, but some people don't care. And as I talked about before, some of the big players have already removed themselves from this, and some of the people who are in it now are having financial difficulty due to the liability of purchasing these homes and the market downturn. And they're, I wrote gleaming wrong, they're gleaming onto ancillary properties to try to turn the tide. What does that mean? They're trying to do, and that's another slide I had, bring on, mortgage companies, title companies, building companies. They're trying to build so they can pull a profit from each one of these to be successful. So we'll see how that works out. Now, talking about, the one-stop shop, we knew for years that that's what the consumer wants. So it's funny that now this is a new idea when we've had this idea for years and years and years to try to support our customers. And that's why we did this, to give our customers, our consumers, our buyers, our sellers, what they need with a place we know that it's going to work all together. So it's funny to me that now it's like, oh, we should be doing this. Well, we've been doing it for years. And they're scrambling. And what does this do? This keeps the customer engaged, and it continues to keep the agent or keep the consumer for life. So it's kind of like what our concierge does, and our mortgage company and our insurance company. It keeps Howard Hanna, and in particular, the agent, in the front of these potential consumers forever if we utilize these products correctly, right? And many companies are scrambling to do what we do, to add these ancillary like mortgage, title, concierge after the sales. And I kind of like the fact that we're the innovators of this, where this is concerned, and everybody else is trying to catch up with us. Next. Oh yeah, Chuck Kirk had a good comment. I can't read the rest of it. He said how he's shocked how picky some people are with yeah, I can't read it. Chuck, what was that? He's been shocked on how picky buyers are with regards to the house they choose, yet seem to settle for anything when it comes to financing. Excellent. We need to guide them through the shopping for finance as much as for a house. Exactly. Chuck. The rise of the single family rental. I found this interesting too. According to the 2019 census, and this is national, not local, 1 in 8 houses, single family homes are rentals. Interesting. And in Buffalo, 8% of the single family home properties are rentals. I found that very interesting. And that's according to the US Census Bureau. You know, I know there are municipalities trying to change a little bit of this while making stricter regulations on rental properties, but this is what's going on now. And why is it going on? Well, money was cheap to borrow, even for investors. That's gone up, and 12% of the let's see, 12% of the rentals. Oh no, and the rent rates have increased 13% in 2022, according to CoreLogic data. And I found that that's why everybody's jumping in the market. 12% of the rentals are largest companies in specific markets, but 88% are mom and pop investors with 10 units or less, according to Freddie Mac. This is just great information to know because, you know, everybody says, I don't want to do rentals. I don't want to do rentals. Well, maybe you should. You know, maybe we should look into taking some more rental listings. If there's such a demand out there for this, maybe this is something that we need to talk about in our business planning. And maybe this is something we need to sharpen our tools on to help these landlords and renters. Next. All right, what's new in technology? I kind of like this one. There's a consumer facing deal tracker. It's apps where the consumer can see real-time data on the steps of the transaction. Like, all right, it's submitted, you know, we have a purchase offer accepted. We start with a pre-approval and go from each step of the transaction so they can see when they've moved on to the next one. I love this. But in order for this to work, they need to use our ancillary services, our mortgage company, our insurance company. You know, if we had title, then we would have titles company title too. If we have all these in-house, then we can have this kind of platform where it shows the consumer the deal moving from the beginning to completion. I love this idea. Next, new mortgage ideas. I saw this in Inman the other day and I was like, you know, this is kind of cool. The one-day mortgage. So within one day, you know, you get a not just a mortgage commitment, but a mortgage. You know, this is right now a concept. They have not, they said they're going to be doing it, but it's an interesting concept, right? Who wouldn't want to be able to close within a week? Now, we live in New York State, so that's not going to happen unless we get, you know, get the title before you even list a property. But I found it interesting. This is how some companies are trying to stand out in the marketplace by creating something like this. All right, so Hobie was the person of the year, or the Hanna family rather, was the person of the year in Inman this year. And Hobie has a great section at the end of the article. This was my favorite part. He said, and we think because we are stable, we can take some of that disruption and look and say, how does this improve the process of the transaction? How does this improve the services to our agents? And he said, I think it ups the game. Now we're going to see some of the disruptors pull back and come down to operate like we do. And we can sort of accelerate our growth. I think that's what happens in these markets. You get the frothiness, the cash thrown into the industry, Some things work, some things don't. And then over the next couple of years, companies like ours can figure out what worked and enhance the experience for our buyers of buying and selling a home. And I think that's what gives us great opportunities. And I got to tell you, Hobie is really on this, is what he can do we can do as a company to enhance the experience for our consumers and for our agents. And if he finds something that he thinks can improve, not just the experience, but the ability for our agents to retain their customers and clients, he gleans on it. Look at concierge. This was just kind of a thought this time last year, and they took that, they found a company, and they put it as a free option for the consumers on behalf of every one of our agents. It's amazing. So again, we're ahead of the game where everybody else is looking for all this stuff. I find it very exciting that we have leadership that sees the trends and jumps on it rather than waiting to see. So that's pretty much all I have. Charlene, did you have any questions on some of this stuff?
I don't have any questions, but I just wanted to make a comment about the one-stop shopping. That was, those were really great points, and you're absolutely right. We've been offering this, for so many years, and the NAR profile of buyers and sellers goes on to say that people do appreciate one-stop shopping because time is a commodity.
Right.
And it's not only the time that they're saving by having us offer, multiple services to them, but there's also the trust factor. And many of these people, they come to us through either sphere of influence or past clients and customers, or, people that we've met at opens. They feel there's a relationship that we start to build, and they feel so much more comfortable from a trustworthiness standpoint to use our mortgage company, much more apt to want to do business with our mortgage company than just going out there and finding an online, or, a mortgage company. And it just boils down to the agent, it just boils down to the offering of the service. So I did want to, throw that in there, but great comments about, what's trending, what's coming up, what we can look forward to. And, your commentary, much appreciated, Kathy. Thank you so much.
Sure, anytime.
So now we're going to turn it over to Ken. Speaking of mortgages, what do you have to say about that?
Well, you all teed me up so perfectly. All I have to do is bring it home, because one of the biggest things on Duffy Hanna has shared with us, and Hobie Hanna has shared, that the biggest disruptor, like you all said, was real estate companies wanting to get into mortgage. Hanna's have a 45-year head start on that. First Priority's been in existence since 1986. We've done billions, and I always look at it by families and people, and I've counted it up since I got to First Priority. I think we could fill Highmark Stadium with the amount of families we've helped. So when you really put that in perspective, it's like, wow, what a difference it's made. But I think one of the biggest things too that I just wanted to share with people, we talk about disruption, and we always say, yeah, disruption. So the people in the audience are like, well, what do I care about disruption? Here's a perfect example. And I got a testimonial letter last week from Nancy Cook from the Fairport office on how a deal was saved by our Cash Advantage program. One of the top agents in Fairport, the listing agent was from the Brighton office, and it was a Cash Advantage. So we put an offer in that's as good as cash. We didn't have this program 8 months ago. We couldn't have had this success story. We have done millions and millions of dollars in the Cash Advantage program. It's going to continue to stay as a program with us. The buy before you sell, no different. We do a significant amount of buy before you sells, but maybe not as significant. The buy before you sell creates a conversation from someone that's never used us. And maybe we do find some other program that helps. But when you look at all the disruption that has happened and then the product offerings that we have, it so benefits everybody. And when you talk about the iBuyers and stuff, in our space, it's called FinTech, the financial technology companies. They can't offer you a second look. They can't come to your sales meeting. I'm speaking in front of 3 offices tomorrow. They never get invited to that. They can't provide you the knowledge, the expertise, and the legitimate source of information that we all need to operate in our daily, our daily tasks. One of the things that's going to be coming out with us and the Buffalo, Rochester, and then we're going to go down the state. We're coming out with our new loan operating system, which from the sales side, from the customer side, it is the most robust, best technology that we can get involved with. So that in the next couple of calls, I'm going to be sharing with you the benefits that your customers are going to be having, where they can upload documents off their phone. They can follow all the information. They're going to receive a link. The agents are going to benefit tremendously. So in the next couple of calls, I'll be sharing that. But nothing but excitement for this year, and nothing but positive momentum moving forward. And like we all say, the disruption has benefited all of us. And our mortgage consultants are poised to help your customers achieve what they're really looking for. So thank you. I'm going to
Awesome. Great.
pass it off to education.
Thank you. Thank you. So let's take a look at what we have going on with education right now. There's quite a bit happening with our Fast Start program, as you can see. But one of the classes that I did want to highlight is Fast Start Day 6, which is, no, I'm sorry, we already passed that. Sorry, but I did want to share, let's go back, here we are. So there's Fast Start Day, and I believe the listing contract and graduation's going on. So we should be seeing, I was going to point out business planning, but it was last Friday. So we should be getting some new training classes coming up very soon for February. But I wanted to mention one other thing that tool that I wanted to throw up on the screen for you. And I got a call from an agent. In fact, one of our top agents, he's actually won the trip to Cancun. So congratulations to all of you that are going to Cancun. How exciting. And she said, I tripped over this new tool, and I think that it would be perfect for you to mention on a Monday morning, because I think a lot of the agents aren't familiar with it. So I'm going to see if I can pop it up on the screen for you today, just to, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but it's under HANA presentations. Can you see that, Lisa? So under HANA presentations, you just simply click on HANA presentations, and it will take you hopefully in to your choices in preparing a presentation. And what you're going to do here is you're going to create a new, let me just get rid of my grid there. And you're going to go into this one right here, which is called property review. Moving my grid around, and then just hit continue. And I just picked the broker template. You can create your own, of course, and customize it. But one of the things, just prepare it for me. One of the things that I wanted to focus on is when I spoke to this agent, she said, we're always looking for ways to communicate with, to communicate with our past clients and customers, to get in front of people in many ways, to stay in touch with them. And I know that Ninja offers an annual property review for, saying, go back to your client, take a look at what their major investment, what the value is on it. They appreciate it. It gives you the opportunity to stay in touch with them on a regular basis. But this is, like I said, this is a brand new tool. I love this first page here, which is the property review introduction, because it speaks to exactly what the purpose of it is. And it says, as you know, I like to keep my clients up to date on the local real estate market and current market trends. I thought the new year would be the perfect time to send you a copy of the annual real estate review. And then it closes with, finally, as you look through it, please feel free to give me a call, or if you've done any updates, or if you've added anything new to your property, I'd be happy to come over and discuss it. And I wanted to throw this out there because it's the end of January, and as people look to do their taxes, and as people look to, the value of their property, this is a really great tool that we have, brand new. And you can use it. You can pick which pages you'd like. But again, it's not to just throw out to anyone. It's for, past clients. It's for maybe sphere of influence, people that you've worked with, family that you've worked with. But it's a great way to begin that conversation. Or, I was watching a national trainer speak just a couple of days ago, and he said, it's really interesting because a lot of people made purchases during COVID that they're probably sorry that they did, and maybe they're revisiting what they bought, and maybe they'd like to move on. And many people were thinking of making a move, in 2020 and didn't. And now they're ready to re-enter the market, of course, and we have a shortage of inventory, but great opportunity for you to get this information out to, your past clients and customers. And it takes a minute. She said, I went in and I took a look at each one of the sales that I had, in the last few years. She said, and I spent the time and sent this out to, many of my past clients. She said, and I've actually started getting calls from them saying, could you come over, take a look at the house? We've been thinking about making a move, but you just prompted us in taking a look at the current market value. You prompted us to give you a call. So I just wanted to throw it out there and mention it to you because, again, I think it's an awesome tool that we're offering. And I would just like to ask Lou or Matt or Kathy if you have anything that you'd like to add on this particular topic, or any thoughts you'd like to share as well, since we have 2 minutes left before 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I will say too to that, Charlene, that, that is a great opportunity for anyone to take 5 of those a day and start reaching out to their clients. I mean, when you look at certain agents that are asking, what do I do? What should I do? How should I be prospecting? I think that's a fantastic way to get the ball started because, even people that have bought a year ago, I think if you keep them up on where their property value is, where their investment is, so that they know. Also, too, everybody, as we know, their life changes every day. So when something comes up, you're always top of mind.
Great points. Great points. Anyone else on that topic?
Oh, I love that. I mean, I love this tool, and I think it just gives, Howard Hanna is always thinking, what can we do to help our agents? What can we do to help our agents? And this gives us one more thing to add to our prospecting belt that we don't have to create, already there for us.
Right. And, I just wanted to close by saying that when we started doing these live from Western New York, little Monday morning calls, the entire goal was, to Kathy's point, we want to be here for all of you. We want to offer any thoughts, Kathy went over trends. Ken goes over mortgage information. We just want to give you, some great ideas, thoughts, tips to inspire you for the week, to share some information on what's happening in the market, just to see your beautiful faces and to say, go get them this week. I hope that you all have a fabulous week going into February. And as Lou said, prospecting, we all have to be looking at that right now as we march into the spring market. It's not March yet, but we still have all of February to connect with clients and customers and friends and family. So thank you, Lisa and Chuck, for your listings. Thank you to our leadership team, Matthew, Lou, Kathy, and of course, Ken from First Priority Mortgage. We'll sign off by saying have a great week from all of us at Live from Western New York. Take care.
Thank you.